Each and everyone in Georgetown, Guyana, the diaspora, and elsewhere. Friends all. Today, I want to address you all about leaders. What is a leader and who fit the portfolio to be a leader? Let it be known to you, leaders are appointed by the Almighty God, and also we as human beings appoint ours. But leaders come with two qualities: sincereness, honesty together, and must not take side regardless of religion or culture. Many of you are aware that tomorrow will be the day for the local government election. And PPPC, who is in power right now, is fighting to get all the NDC on their side so they can able to have the rage of power completely. And yes, in a country with a multiracial nation, it is hard to understand the criteria of progress and leadership. Since knowing Guyana history from 1960s to now will never be forgotten. And many people say people must forget what passed. I think you should tell that to the Jewish people for what happened to them under Adolf Hitler, and you will see where you get with that. After 6 million people, it was told, that was murdered and gas timbered or whatever. Go and tell the Jews to forget that. That's the history, that's what happened. How could you forget when someone gets killed innocently? Friends, we have to understand that. We grow up, learn to say, leave it to God. God will take care of it, as he says, vengeance is his, says the Lord. But imagine, we lie on people. We break up the business place, create problem because of jealous, full business people. And we bribe the police to deny the man who plays the violate, and even to lock him up and ask for bribe. Providence Police Station I'm talking about, and the case with Anthony Snow. I hope them police know we got all your name. Y'all are going to answer to the highest. Y'all ain't going to escape no matter how much they transfer you. And if you are in America, I'm calling on the U.S. government to act with us. Once we know where you're living, they have to deport you. Because you don't want crime like that in America. You or your family, and no visa must be given to any political people without their having a lie detector test, and they must pay for it. Police and the military and others, judges and magistrates and others, because a lot of racial things happen in Guyana. One race versus the other. Magistrate and judge are friends and family to some political leader or ministers, and a lot of corruption, and I will go on all the way. And even the police taking bribe and locking up people, and even killing, because plenty of them got blood on their hands. My friends, all over the world, police is the #1 killer, and try to justify it by writing a statement and lie. They ain't got nothing lie more than a police officer. He or she when they're ready. Imagine, I am talking from experience. We happens to be victim where we can't even get justice in Guyana, so who's the leader? Why we elect leaders who are taking side, who are calling judges and magistrates to deny people justice because they are president, vice president, prime minister, or maybe attorney general. I'm getting to it. I have seen on Facebook, and I have seen the Glenn Lal show, which is doing a wonderful job, where the vice president, when the some organization want Exxon to have an insurance, if I remember right, it's alleged, to cover any expenses if the oil should spill over and destroy anything in Guyana or our neighboring country. And the vice president, the servant of the nation that you, the people, put to take care of the country, want to deny that rights, then who is he working for? Pull the Guyana flag down and pull up the U.S. flag. Because any oil company or any company messing with the environmental problem in America or in the ocean, from the Gulf of Mexico to the coast of Florida, if you are drilling for oil, you better have an insurance policy in case of oil spill or whatever unnecessary thing to the environment. My friends, we cannot use race and try to justify what is right. We have seen a lot under the black leadership of Charles Burnham. 90-something% of the work, civil servants were black. Police, army, immigration, custom, courthouse, and everything else, postman, postwoman. I can overlook that due to the English language. But you have other nations in the country speak fluent English and write it too. And what had happened to the Indian race and other race under the Burnham government was not fair. And that is what caused our problem till today. How it was different. David Granger says, it's alleged, too many young black boys in jail. He didn't see the Amerindian. He didn't see Moses Lancaster, the Amerindian who mixed with black, stammering since he's a child, don't think right, being accused of murdering somebody, with two Indian men, young men, on the highway, but because he cannot speak properly and defend himself, they throw the book at him, charge him for murder, and put him there for life. Is that fair? Where are humanity? Where are your conscience? But there is a God. The rightly judge. You all can answer. I wish to God that any magistrate, judge, and minister who use their office to violate another man's rights and lock him up, deny him justice, and destroy him like that, may the curse fall upon your children, and your children, and you all live to drag on this land before you go. As an example, I believe in Allah, Bhagwan or God, but I want justice. You cannot go to Providence police station in the past, I don't know now, and get justice if the police come to investigate the one bribe. And many others. Police stopping cars on the road as traffic, and you got to give them a 5,000, a 10,000. In a country where your stoplight don't even work right. Right by breakdown opposite the police station. I was in a car and I see where the guy put the money in the license because he didn't mean to argue. Two police officers. My friends, the government must have sting operation. Set them up, and if you catch them, fire them and jail them. There's good one among y'all, don't get me wrong, but the bad fish, one bad fish in the barrel spoil them all. And people have to be optimistic. Same goes to leader. We tried Burnham with the help of the CIA and the GAR, and look what happened. The man was so progressive, had a good vision. He destroyed the 3-county train station. When developing nation is trying to bring back train. Come on, man. Then I tried, but what else could he do? He lost 2 of his kids. And then he died later, because the Indian used him. And Dr. Jager went into power in 92, thanks to Jimmy Carter, who called in the shot, because America run things, and they get what they want, and I respect that. So I'm calling on America. Guyana is an English-speaking country. We all came out of the British Empire. Brothers or sisters, whatever you want to call us. If you elect a leader to run a country and they're misbehaving, you have to step in and remove them and replace them with one that is workable for the benefit of America and the nation from which you put them to run. We cannot tolerate communism, socialism, racism, foolishism, corruption, and ignorantism in a country. We cannot. We do not have 1 million people. Our people scatter from Guyana, Antigua, Trinidad, Bermuda, you name it. We have Guyanese living even in Australia. My friends, our history under Burnham was not nice. Height, honorable, not miserable. And David Granger, he let down the nation. I spoke on one of his place by the market overlooking the Parliament building. That building got a lot of secret. Under Chetty Jagan, well, he died, he couldn't fulfill it, because you could lie to people, you can't lie to God. But you're going to the poll tomorrow. Imagine 65 members of Parliament, and the nation is 700 or something thousand. And we have to decide what happened. Isn't the military need a house? You don't need to live like how your president and your prime minister and all of them living. You don't need duty-free concession. You are a servant. You are on a law 24/7, while those ministers, prime minister, president, walking, waving their hand like magician, and if they're God, they're nothing. A pack of hypocrites, a lot of them. But let it be known, no crime shall sweep in the corner and run away. Saddam was hanged. A good man like Gaddafi was shot in a gutter. Chavez was given cancer. The Shah of Iran was running from country to country, and they say he died in Egypt, cancer again. Some also run away from Nicaragua, and he was gunned down in New York City. Friends, people are not going to take garbage. I called upon the government, Mr. Ali, to stop playing politics and listening to fools. You have the reign of the horse. The Constitution gives you the right. Open up the door to people from Africa, Ghana, where Guyana begins, and India. But don't use the past against the younger generation, for they are not responsible for what takes place. Because we must not be ungrateful. Look what we accomplished with all we talk about slavery, and Abraham had sex with his slave, and we are calling him a prophet. He was profiteering between the flesh of the woman, between Shaled and the old bastard. But again, they said, oh, question God. Why? Isn't God need questioning? Because God don't need a dummy. He gave us the right to ask questions, to pray to him, to remember him, but he gave us a message how to live among our fellow brothers and sisters. So, Mr. Ali, in due respect to you, I think APNU should not go back there right now, because when you go to tell the world 32 is higher than 33, you gone from maths. Because you might take $100 and say that's $1 million. I can't trust you anymore. Because most of your ministers there are corrupt. Especially those who joined you lately, came out from the PPP camp. And you know who they are. Mr. Norton, you may have good intention. You are saying what Barrett Yaki are doing, what Ali is doing, and that's your job as an opposition. But did you ever oppose Burnham or Desmond Hike? Did you? Or Joseph Harmon when he maybe was holding a temporary salets? Did you? Or David Granger? Come on. Every one of us have vision. Every one of us want to put Guyana forward. And for you illiterate Indian, stop talking what America do, because a lot of your family living in America turn rich. Big real estate agent, ask Ed Ahmed. Ask him. And many more. Some become millionaires. Some win the lotto. How we all would like to give it back and go back to Guyana. And stop this thing of their arrival and emancipation. And at the same time, who win this election with the NDC Monday, let it be known to you that on Tuesday the 13th, if I remember right, was the hero of the country, the late Walter Radney, when he died with a bomb in a car. He united the two races, and LFS Burnham and CJ had it flat. Judas Iscariot and Barabbas had it flat. So therefore, there is a God, and the children shall suffer for it. So Mr. Ali, you could make your own decision. Make laws that those who want to block people from going into the land and egress and egress, lock them up, seize what they got. Make laws that those who pull out people's surveying pin to rob them their land, once it's proven that they've done it, they must be executed, not jailed. You get rid of such a disease. And any surveyor who lied to rob somebody who hired them to do an honest job, and they take bribes and drop the surveying pin to please the bribe, must be tried, and if convicted, execute. You see, y'all might say, why Korea say execute? Y'all ask a question steady. Why people locking up innocent people, lighting the jail of fire to kill them? You better kill out the family and done. What you think, Ali? Come on. I'm not saying this to Bharat, but you need a leader with vision, an honest person. You need a leader who represents the country for the benefit of the future generation, not friends and family and donors. That's not a leader. That's a thief in disguise as a leader. That's a hypocrite. But you cannot accomplish everything in 24 hours or in 7 days. For no one is a magician. And if you made a magician, if there was a magician, they can only pull a rabbit out of a hat, but they can't pull a country out of education. They can't pull it from starvation, and they can't pull it from ignorantism. And Guyana is full of it. So I'm calling on you, the military, the police, the civil servant, and all patriotic Guyanese to join together. And when you go to the poll, don't vote race. And don't vote because you get paid to vote. Remember, the sword that you rise will turn against you. Jesus said it. And Muhammad went to war with his sword in his hand. Remember that. And the Mahabharat war in India is a family affair for wealth. And it is shameless to see we are going to the poll Monday to elect leaders for the NDC when the nation are still mourning the death of the Amerindian children, the indigenous people, the real people in their own country. It shows that we don't have feelings. If that was your son, Mr. President, would you have run this election? Come on, Bharat. If it was yours, will you? Come on, Attorney General. Will you? Come on, Norton. Will you? If your whole family of several children was burned to death, would any one of you? And another thing, the international community should get involved in that. That young girl is being blamed and maybe threatened. But what about the person who barred up the windows, locked the door with a padlock, according to information is alleged I'm not there? And what must become of them? The Jews today going to Argentina, all over the world, looking for the Nazis who was involved in the murdering of 6 million Jews in the gas chamber. What you think was the term? A tomb. Children was not free. They were in a prison. Come on, man. Prisoners got time to play in the yard or whatever. You locked up children, teenage children. You want to protect them because men having sex, and Roma has it a lot of police. and men used to go to have sex with them. If these things happen to be true, then you should open an inquiry, and such man should not be in the police force. He should be behind bars. I got a message though. Guyana have a leader. It will change. And no criminal will run away, and no crime shall go unpaid. Mr. Ali, you are doing good so far by stretching out. But Roma has it, a lot of coolie people getting contract. If that be the case, I ask you, in the name of God, as a Muslim, to be fair. And don't use Burnham strategy, because under the Burnham government and Hoyt, and maybe David Granger too, I'm not sure, so let's, a lot of black people was getting all the contract too. So this is not tit for tat, it's not African India. It should be an equal playing field. If Raj Singh can do the job and he bit his law, he have the job. If Thomas can do the job and he bit law, he can have the job. But you cannot call outsiders from other countries to do the job when your own people can do it. It's foolish for someone to do that. That is, I call gross insult to the people in Guyana. But again, due to the 60s, what have conspired, Indian will not forget. And I would say it here today, Indian people are not racist. I rather have a dialogue with a racist. And we will come out drinking Mahabia pine drink, eating pork or black pudding. Then sit down with a corrupt individual. We ain't going no way. We might end up killing one another. But Indians are very corrupt. Now, that don't go for the intelligent one, the wise one, or the black people at the same time. So get it straight. Please. A lot of you, an Indian man asked me one time, Karaya, by the way you got against Indian? Me say, I have nothing against. I'm talking about the way how you think, your philosophy. Hindus don't want to marry the Muslim. Muslim don't want to marry Christian. All that is BS. Whether it's a Christian, a Hindu, or a Muslim, it's God, the Almighty. Anyone of you see him? Does he wear coat and pajama or dhoti? Or a three-piece suit? Or did he sit on a throne with a crown, like King Charles? Come on, man. This illiterate nonsense have to stop. So for all you who intermarriage, black marry Indian, Indian marry other race, you people should be giving an award, because you have crossed the racial barrier. And I said again, there's good and bad amongst both major races. Not all black people stand for nonsense, and not all Indian, but the illiterate Indian and ignorant blacks, you attack them when they speak on your behalf. You want to kill them because you get a few dollars from a politician. Did you see the politician family on the street? Did you see them beating and lashing nobody, especially when cell phone got them? So I urge you, the nation, whatever you regard, whether it's a police case, a street fighting, keep it. You can get good money for it. This government, they will change. It will not stay there forever. So I call upon you, when you go to the poll tomorrow, don't vote race, vote for the future. Vote for a leader with vision and inspiration, one that can unite you. Because I hear but one Guyana. It is not one Guyana, it's three Guyana. French Guyana, Dutch Guyana, and British Guyana, which is a so-called independent republic. My friends, I may not know the English language good, but I could tell you, I will never accept to be emancipated out of a prison and still want to live in it. I will not claim arrival into a country and is so chaotic and still want to stay in it. I'm asking y'all in the name of Allah, Bhagwan and God, Mr. Ali, an Indian cannot settle the border dispute of Guyana with Venezuela, Brazil, Suriname, or French Guyana. Must be an Amerindian. A black person cannot do the same. Must be an Amerindian. The Chinese cannot do it. Must be an Amerindian. The Portuguese cannot do it. It must be an Amerindian. And after an Amerindian, the mixed race. Where is Mr. Schumer? Where is Schumer? Come on. It is time for a national front government. 65 members of parliament, friends and family. A lot of words on the street are benefiting from it. Indians love to spend money. They love to build. But they're corrupt, covetous, vindictive. The decent one keep away. Okay? So I call on the U.S. government, the Canadian, the British, and the Caribbean to start to pay close attention to Guyana. And Exxon should have an insurance, or anybody who comes to Guyana, invest in mining and anything else, must have an insurance in case of spill of cyanide, like what happened in the past with Omaya. It was alleged, kill the Amerindian children and nothing come out of it. And now with this oil, can Exxon drill for oil by the Mississippi and don't have an insurance? America will not allow it. So why will we allow that in Guyana? I have nothing against American investors, but we want a fair break, have an insurance, and also give us a better price. And I called upon you, Mr. Ali. You are walking in shallow waters when you are linking with Saudi Arabia and borrowing money from them, when America is right here that hold you in power. You have to understand what you're doing. Gaddafi was killed because he had wanted to bring one money for Africa, one bank. Saddam was hanged because an overthrow because of the same thing. And you must understand, Mr. Ali, not because you are a Muslim, you join with Saudi Arabia, that can give the account on to this day about a journalist went in to pick up paper to marry or something, and they can't find it on to this day. Man, Saudi Arabia is better than Houdini in magic. Come on. If you believe in the teaching of Prophet Muhammad, peace be unto him, Ali, listen and be careful what friends you keep. They're treating African children, Philippine, Indian, whoever is there working. They're raping them, beating them, and even killing them. It's on Facebook. Check it out. And you are keeping those kind of company. America don't have money to loan, to give to you. Come on. America can't lend it to you. Why you have to go to Saudi Arabia? China couldn't lend it to you since knowing Chinese are in Guyana? Come on. Are you talking Butsu? My friend, you may lie to this nation, but you cannot lie to Allah, Bhagwan, or God. So I call upon all Guyanese, man and woman. If you are married and you are living home and you have a family, you're entitled to a piece of land, 50,000 to 75,000 to build your dream house. And anyone who fighting for paying and fighting for land that don't belong to you, you will be denied anything of the country and might be put on one little island we got. It is time for you, Mr. Ali, to invite the Americans into Guyana to start to put up the base in some of the islands in the Essequibo coast and started to work for the benefit of the nation, not friends and family. I'm telling you, nothing lasts forever, Ali. You are a leader. Forget the word prime minister and president. You're a man first. Those titles only given to you by people, but a leader is a man with inspiration and vision and feelings for the people. One who will go to the end of the rope to protect his citizens, like Colonel Gaddafi. What he said. He said his own parents will not get a house in Libya until the last Libyan get one. Those are leaders. Those are leaders. hundreds of billions of dollars in the reserve until now they can't get it back. He was helping a lot of countries, even helped Guyana. And I think he have a building in Guyana somewhere at the back in the rich people neighborhood. My friend, I want you to know, don't matter what you got, gold, diamond, you can't take it with you in the graveyard. It's your sin in one hand and your blessing in the other. Come on, Ali. Don't be misled by nobody. Whether there was president, king, prime minister, emperor, their days are finished. We want a Guyana for all Guyanese. We want to see equality. Any ministers use their office to deny a man or a woman justice must not be given that job, must be fired immediately and not allowed to have any government jobs. And any ministers that swear in parliament to represent the nation shall not have anything to do with any business, because going to be a lot of curry favor, you know what I mean? A lot of favoritism. Right, Ali? And no minister should use the telephone to call a judge or a magistrate when they are giving justice. Hey, leave John Malakop Karaya. Let me tell you what y'all are playing with. Let me tell you, if the Amerindian go to Venezuela, America can't do nothing. If they go to Brazil, America can't do nothing. And if they go to Suriname, America can't do nothing. It's a people country. A lot of you Indians said to me, Karaya, the Bachman stupid. They will run away drunk, them you get everything. Well, I don't think they drink more than any coolie, my friend. Not all Bachman is drunk. Okay, there are 9 tribes. I'll get it right. You have some educated one. But again, when they see money, driving fancy car, they forget where they came from. But my friend, we all came from a hole, and we all gonna end up back in one. Even if they build your tomb, it's still a blasted hole because it's covered from sideways and top. I'm urging you, Mr. President Ali, to do what is right. If I wish you all the best on this election, and I'm going to be honest with you, I would like to get all the NDC, but you will have to fire a lot of people and get the books and got an open place where people report the wrong things happen to them, and those who were there before them, don't let them leave the country, hold them responsible and try them. And if they found that they were wrong to the people, I don't believe to keep those people in prison. You know what I believe in already. When you want to use your bowels, urine or take, you want to go and ease your bowels by urine or go and put some filth in your toilet. You take it and push it back in your ass? You don't. You flush your toilet. So why we must keep criminals around? Answer me. Allah said there will come a time, or Bhagwan or God, when judgment will prevail. And if you're wrong, you are going to hell. And he's Allah. We don't see the man. We don't know who he is, what he is, a man, a woman, a sheep, or a bird. But we are hurting one another, but he can try we for that. What about if we didn't touch him? What about if he was a woman and we didn't rape him, Ali, what he would have done? What about if he's a man and we lock him up innocently? I urge you, Ali, in the name of Allah, I'm going to wish you all the best for this NDC election, which I condemn it shouldn't be. The nation's still mourning, and I want you to make a statue of the late Walter Rodney and give us a holiday on that day. What a coincidence. You know what am I talking about? We just lost tragedy of 20 children dead in the dorm, created by a minister who locked them up according to information is alleged. And then we mourned them for 2 days. We call a snapshot election, and then the death of the late Walter Rodney is the day after this election. Is this God playing with us, or we are playing with the people? So my fellow Guyanese, unite. The Jehovah's Witnesses have the right policy. They ain't voting for nobody. But that is your democratic right. I wouldn't tell you not to vote. But forget what happened in the past, and let's unite and put Guyana forward. And again, may the good Lord be with the nation. Guyana can do it. And the court must be, the law must be for everyone. Have a good night, and I am your host, George Correa. Please subscribe and press the bell. Thank you. Have a good day.